Laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com. Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
The Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network is live. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation pre-match show, brought to you by Mullen Motors.
A great-looking crowd here in Omaha for semifinal number 2. Semifinal number 1 goes to Grand Rapids, knocking off number 1 Atlanta and punching their ticket for Saturday at 3:30. They will get the winner of this match between the San Diego Mojo and the Omaha Supernovas. The high toss gets Thomas R to a knee. Vanderweider off the block, and it goes long, point and set to the San Diego Mojo. They win set number 1. Overpass, Bastinelli with the kill, gets it to the floor, and the San Diego Mojo has come into Omaha and won set 1 and 2 impressively. Supernovas at 24-18. None of it will receive. Stephanie Samity gets the kill off the block, out of bounds, and the Supernovas win set number 3. Bastinelli, toss, as she headed long. Service error, and we will race to 15 in the 5th set. And with ball in hand, it is the best server in the Pro Volleyball Federation in Betty De La Cruz. 14-11 is your score. Sends Venegas to the floor. Papa into the Dixon block. Opportunity. Dunviller off the block. And the Supernovas, they win in a 5-setter. They advance to Saturday championship game. Match.
Goosebumps.
One more match. Welcome to the Pro Volleyball Federation championship match on Championship Saturday here in Omaha, Nebraska. CHI Health Center DP, Coach Renee Saunders next to me, Enrique Alvarez-Clary, Harrison Orange, man of the board, back at the mothership to make sure that this thing is live and through to you. We need to thank sponsors, folks who make this thing happen from show to show, from match to match. The fine folks from Spalding, Franklin, REN Athletics, Girl Talk, CHI Health Center, First National Bank of Omaha, Coca-Cola, Baxter, CHI Health, and quality brands of Omaha. Coach Saunders, deep breath, breathe it in. We made it.
We made it.
To Championship Saturday. We're an hour from first serve, and we expect an incredible crowd to show up.
They're saying like 12,000 plus.
Okay, well, we let's shoot for 13.
I'll take it.
Let's shoot for 13.
I'll take a record.
Let's shoot for the record.
I believe in our people. I believe in Nebraska.
Nebraska volleyball fans have raised the standard on how this is being done, what the expectations are, what is okay. And I have a feeling that for the inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship, they're going to show up and show out. The two teams have battled their way through, and neither of them had an easy or an expected path to Championship Saturday. Let's start with the Grand Rapids Rise. And the big thing for me is going back before we go forward. So let's set the GPS. How they got here was a path. This was not a straight line. This was success, lesson, failure, problem, friction, learning lessons, getting smarter, getting healthier, and then landing on a group who walked into this building on Wednesday night and looked at the number one seed, stared them in the eye, and took a win and punched their ticket for today. Tell me about, first of all, the coach, because the leadership is in play. Talk to me about the leadership of the Grand Rapids Rise.
I thoroughly enjoyed Kathy George, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my opportunity just through this process of the Final Four of having great phone conversations with her, sitting in Grand Rapids with her just 6 days ago, and knowing that she's driven by a higher purpose. Like, she loves this league. She wants this league to succeed, wants her team obviously to succeed. But she's a driven coach, and she's not in the AVCA Hall of Fame yet. But I told her today that I truly believe she's an AVCA Hall of Famer, along with being just an incredible person who just wants to build the game and make it better.
What does it take for a coach to come in season one, building with a new roster, trying to piece together this perfect picture, right? That's not easy to do.
No.
What does it take for a coach like Kathy George to come in and say, you know what? Here's the personality of the team, the culture of the team that I want, and then here are the players who are going to lead me.
Well, I think it's a trial and error. They've got to figure out exactly what they're looking for, what they want to happen, how they want it to happen. And then obviously, like, they went through a tough stretch, kind of towards the end of the season where they had like 9 days, 4 matches. It was like travel play. And they kind of went on a cold streak. And I think that just the ability to be back home, get a little bit of rest, beat the Supernovas in the last regular season game, and then travel the next day, come to Omaha and prepare for the final four. I think that was an advantage for him. And she, I think you learn lessons as the season goes on and how to prepare your players, rest your players, get them ready for the match. And as the season goes on, I think they're trying to figure out what would be the best way to get them ready. And here they are in the championship match. So they found the magic formula for them.
What did they do well Wednesday night that was exceptional, so much so that the number one team, the number one seed, goes down?
They served really aggressively, and that was the same thing that they did against Omaha in Grand Rapids in the last match of the regular season. They got Omaha out of system a lot, made them very predictable. Atlanta struggled in serve receive. They weren't in system. They weren't the in-system Atlanta team that everybody was so used to seeing. They did have Atlanta had 9 service errors. Grand Rapids had 14. No aces for Grand Rapids, 1 for Atlanta. But the reception percentage is they receive 51% of their balls, like, on the dot. And if you're passing 51% and you have Ashley Evans as setter and Claire Chaussee on the outside and Dimitrov on the opposite, and then 2 great middle, I mean, you can do what you want to do when you're passing those kind of balls.
Through all of it, right, that the league set itself up as a league of balance, a league of depth, that everybody had world-class elite talent across it. But something has to blend and then push you to the point where you're here today. If I asked you, who's the unspoken leader of the Grand Rapids Rise? Sometimes it's easy to locate. Maybe it's your best player. Maybe it's the most vocal. Maybe it's the person who, quite frankly, you count on in the most critical moments. I'll ask you, for this Grand Rapids team, who's the unspoken leader?
I want to kind of sway towards setter libero position, but I think Maren Grote is kind of the one that does her job, does a great job, and ends up doesn't get a ton of press, doesn't get the accolades, but I think that if she plays well, the Rise plays well. We all know that Dimitrov's going to get her kills. We know Chassé is going to get her kills and her digs. We know that Caffey is going to do what she does. And now Pritchard at the outside is going to do what she does. But when you have a middle like Grote that blocks like she does at the net, transitions, can attack, she's a difference maker in their form. And I think her ability to go on service runs is something that, same with Kayla Caffey, but, it's, again, a middles game tonight. And I think Maren Grote is a difference maker.
We've seen these two teams play 4 times. Different personality to each of the matches. Different rhythm, different tempo, different pace. And then different best players on the floor. I found that interesting because I kept expecting that Grand Rapids would lean on its best player, but it often found itself in big moments going to Maren Grote and Erica Pritchard. What is it that for those players in this moment, length, athleticism, consistency, what is it about those two players that allows them to stand up in those moments?
Well, Pritchard's come on strong at the end of this season, and she has a powerful line shot that I don't think anybody's really figured out yet how to dig it or how to block it. She hit 410 in the semifinal. Then you look at Dimitrov hit 400. Kayla Caffey hits 480. Grote hits 310. They were efficient in their offense. And honestly, obviously that goes to the passing game. They're passing well. They're playing great defense. They're hitting their hitters in transition, which speaks to, again, goes back to Camila Gomez and Ashley Evans. And I think those are two of the most underrated players at their position in this league. And to be in this championship game, you have to have 2 great players in those positions.
It's going to be spectacular in this. There's added flavor to it in that Amelia Dimitrov announced that she was going to retire at the end of the season, not knowing that this would be the last match. Now we know, and her performance Wednesday night set a high standard. What other additional mental pressure, emotional pressure, what will be greater for her that leans on her in a special night?
What a cool opportunity for her to have the chance to go out as a champion in the inaugural season of pro volleyball in the United States. In her first pro season in the United States. I mean, obviously overseas, she's made her name known. Everybody knows what she's capable of. But then, even when we had her on the show after the semifinals, her passion for the game and for the sport is, as she knows we're talking about her right now.
Yeah, she knows we're talking about her. Absolutely.
She totally made eye contact. I'm staring at her as I'm talking about her, and she gave the eyes back. Yeah. But she's one of those players that, she has an opportunity to do something that is so special to her for the game that she loves. And we've learned our Bulgarians, they battle. They go to war when it's volleyball time. And it's not about the show. It's about the performance and how well you play and how hard you grind. And both coaches both said their keys to victory, serve and pass, and outwork the other team. There was no deviation from that. That seems to be the recipe for success in this league. And we know that Dimitrov is going to grind and do everything she can to keep her team in this.
It is going to be that kind of night. This is a friction. How do you handle friction night when things start to lean away? What do you do and who do you go to?
This is a fun night, right? When you get to the championship, you just have to rely that. I love Championship Saturday.
Well, that's because you always win. It's because you always win.
But you have to have that mindset going into it that you love it. You can't be afraid of Championship Saturday.
You got to lean in. You have to lean in.
You have to want Championship Saturday.
You have to lean in.
And I think these teams want Championship Saturday.
I think it's special. I also want to – we'll go to break. But when we come back, what I want is to talk about what today means for women's pro volleyball, women's sports, women coaches, women-led organizations. There's so many conversations to have about why today and this season is special. We will have those conversations when we come back to Omaha, Nebraska on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
What's better than beautiful jewelry from Sartor Heyman? How about 60% off Sartor Heyman jewelry? 2 days only at the outlet by Sartor Heyman. For 2 days only, everything in the outlet store is 60% off. Friday, May 17th and Saturday, May 18th only, all jewelry is 60% off. Get in early for best selection. When it's gone, it's gone. The outlet by Sartor Heyman, 12th and O, downtown Lincoln only. Go to sartorheyman.com for details.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the pursuit of justice for those that have been injured. My name is Eric Hagan, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our detail-oriented trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Once again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
The Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network is live. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation pre-match show, brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Championship Saturday. We want to thank the folks for joining us for the pre-match conversation. We also are grateful for sponsors that make this stuff possible for you. Together, Franklin Sports and Pro Volleyball Federation are shaking up the sport. Franklin is the exclusive ball of the Pro Volleyball Federation and the ultimate volleyball for world-class athletes and you. Use this code PVF30 to get 30% off your real pro volleyball today at franklinsports.com. Watch your head. There we go. Good hands. Well done. Well done. Well done. Coach Saunders, I don't want to be the one who tries to mansplain how fabulous and fantastic it is that this event, that this journey, that this thing happened, that it's changing sports and it's changing women's sports perspective, changing the advantage of athletes. I'll ask you, as an athlete, as a coach, as a leader in this thing, and now as a voice for it, tell me what this means to you, what this journey has been about.
You know, it's funny because I'm totally not one of those that, like, I need women to be in front of me, right? Like, I could look at Michael Jordan and be like, I'm going to be like Michael Jordan. It didn't matter to me. I didn't have a lens like that. But I know that I'm an anomaly. That is not true for everybody. And the more that I am around female athletes and I see female coaches who have been doing it for a really long time, successful or not, longevity in itself in the sport, in any sport of coaching, is winning, right? It is success if you have longevity, because it's hard to stay in something for a long time. So like watching a Kathy George, a Fran Flory, and seeing these coaches that I watched at the college level and looked up to, looked up to them as coaches, but also as people, and not so much for what they accomplished, but how they accomplished it. And so now looking at let's be honest, I wish I was 20 years younger and I could be out here playing.
Yeah.
Like, bottom line is, and it's a reality now that for me as a coach, I can now see female coaches coaching at the highest level and having success. And for players, they can see female athletes playing at the highest level and finding success. And I think it's not a matter of like being a female or not being a female. Like Title IX, like one of my favorite quotes I heard when I was at the Tucker Center for a clinic for women coaches was Title IX. The first 50 years of Title IX was for investment. The next 50 years needs to be for opportunity. And I think that the Pro Volleyball Federation is doing that. It's providing opportunity to women to play professional volleyball in the United States. It's providing opportunity to female coaches to coach at the next level in the United States. So it's providing opportunities. And really that's what it's about right now, right? And not only the opportunities, but now we have investment by having teams and having these things. So it's like the best of both worlds. It's the opportunity to do it, but the investment from ownerships and from the league that they want to make this something special for female athletes in the United States. And it's just really cool to see. And I think the key at any level for any coach, male or female, is support and commitment that you're going to be all in to help you out in that process. And most of my conversation with Kathy George today was actually about that, because I knew she wasn't going to give me any secrets because she knows I'm an Omaha kid.
Yeah.
And I, even in my message to her, I'm like, I don't want any secrets from you. I'm not going to ask you game plan. I'm not going to ask you anything like that. I go, I really want, like, what's this mean to you? And she's like, well, in all honesty, we had a better percentage of having females in the finals because 5 of the 7 were female coaches. But what's even better is the investment in the league. Everybody's in trying to find success for these people. And when you have investment and you have players who are invested, coaches who are invested, good things are going to happen. And it just happens to be that the good thing happened for Coach Bird and Coach George for Grand Rapids.
You mentioned the thing to me earlier about this being the first U.S.-based coach, female coach, winning a championship. Please define that to me as a coach, what it means for you to have this happen today.
Well, so the only anomaly of that, and I don't think it counts because it's not professional, but Jill Ellis with the U.S. Olympic team for soccer won. Yeah. Okay, so you have that going for you. But yeah, I think it was Kathy George that said it in the press conference that a woman coach has not won a professional event on U.S. I don't know if ever anywhere, but for sure on U.S. soil. It's like a turning point, right? It's a turning point in athletics for women and for women coaches that this is a possibility for women. And I don't know if that was always a thing. And now it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's out loud that it's a thing that can be identified as real. And for whatever reasons, but we always talk about the beauty of this thing is, especially when you know it's done right, is that you're planting seeds to bear fruit that may not feed you, but it'll feed somebody else. I think it's important for women coaches to know that, you know what, that's a box that's been checked. It's been done, not because we were allowed to do it, but because we were worthy of doing it.
Well, look at what's been done in women's sports this year in general. Go back to Volleyball Day in Nebraska, 92,003 people, most in the world, to watch a women's sporting event in the world. Okay, then you go Caitlin Clark, right, sells out every single arena. The WNBA now charters flights after 20 years. Woo! WNBA now charters flights for all of them because the Caitlin Clark effect, right? People are watching women's sports. We've got this on CBS Sports today. We're going to hopefully break an attendance record here indoor. It'd be a new indoor attendance record. Woo! A new indoor attendance record. If we break that 12,090 tonight, which is a possibility. So I like to call this year a turning point in women athletics. And I don't want to say it was all because of Volleyball Day in Nebraska, but I think that made people realize that people will watch it if you put it out there.
Yeah, that part.
Hey, all you got to do is put it out there.
That part.
People will watch.
You have to put lights on it in order for people
Get
to
it on
understand
TV. Get the awareness of it. And if you build it, they will come.
I can tell you that when I said that we were going to do the radio call for this, the number of people who said, do people actually listen? Like they barely knew people watched, let alone that people would listen. Well, people are listening. People listening because it's good, it's proper, and it's worthy. That's what this is. We'll throw it a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Supernovas and some of the players of note. We'll go through Supernovas reserve roster. We'll go through the Grand Rapids reserve roster. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the Pro Volleyball Federation and what today means to everybody. DP Coach Renee Saunders, Enrique Alvarez-Clary here on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. The Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network is live. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation pre-match show, brought to you by Mullen Motors.
The crowd is filing in to CHI Health Center, Omaha, Nebraska, home of the Omaha Supernovas. But on a night like this, where it is powered by Pro Volleyball Federation and its radio network, DP Coach Renee Saunders, Enrique Alvarez-Clary, Harrison Orange, manning the board to bring this to you. A couple of things that I wanted to get to with this Supernovas team. A scrappy, gritty, tough, high IQ, all things in the right place, come from behind, reverse sweep against a San Diego team that, listen, they were a problem. They were a problem. But the switch goes on, and as has happened before, the help came from the bench. And Coach Bird's ability to push buttons and get production. First, let's talk about Coach Bird and how fascinating it has to be to watch her start a season as the top assistant, but than being in charge and as the interim head coach. Is the interim head coach having the opportunity to win? That's going to be fantastic for Coach Bird. But a big part of that for her is figuring out what player, what button to hit, what dial to push. Yep.
Well, I think the bottom line is she believes in all of her players, and the players know that she believes in them. And I think that when you have that belief, you've then developed trust. And so sometimes the best thing that could happen, like when she chose to go with Nadi, Sydney then is like, okay, I've got to get better so that I can help the team in case my number is called. So then Sydney gets better, call her number, she comes in, and she absolutely leads her team to a huge comeback after being down 0-2, backs against the wall, 3-0 after that change. And I think that that's all been developed and fostered throughout the course of this season. If Coach Bird doesn't have all those conversations and develop relationships along the process, then I don't think if they might not have that same result.
So much of coaching at this level and then trying to get all of these things done right is taking the risk. Now, they're all calculated risks and they're all educated risks, but risks nonetheless.
Correct.
And risky business sometimes pays off. In this particular case, she's been consistent in dialing in and getting the right player into the match. I think it's spectacular. Again, she did it with Sydney. She'll have the same opportunities tonight because players like Paige Briggs will get the call. They'll get dialed up, and we'll see how it plays out. Let's get reset here. And again, Omaha, Nebraska, Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network. We're going to add a guest here because, quite frankly, there are people that can inform us on how things are really working. And on a day like today, where it's so much bigger than the score. The score is one thing, but what's happening today and what's happened this season is bigger than the score. So, Coach Saunders, if you would lead, that would make sense.
All right. If she's ready, are you ready? Yeah. Put that headset on, girl. Let's go. So, luckily for us today, we have an awesome guest. Vanessa Fuchs joins us from We Coach, who she's the CEO. She was former senior administrator, former college basketball player, who's Cecile, who's on the main board for PBF. Brought her in for this match, delayed a little bit, made it in time.
Here I am.
Yeah.
But you had a coach in the Final Four that was in your academy through We Coach. You have 2 female coaches in the finals. You have 2 female officials, an all-female officiating crew. I think even the table people are females. What's that mean for women's sports, for We Coach, for women in general?
It is an honor and privilege to be here. It's just a historic day for women in sport. And just want to give a huge shout out to the PBF staff, Jen Spiker and Cecile Renaud, who's a longtime friend and mentor of mine, who they have just done a phenomenal job with their inaugural season. And to be here in Omaha, one of the all-time greatest states in the U.S. for volleyball, and just really thrilled for this match and what it means for women in sport.
We will take a 10-second pause for the cause for our affiliates across the network to identify themselves, and we'll come right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
GP, Coach Renee Saunders, and Vanessa Fuchs. Listen, I asked Coach Saunders this earlier, and I did not want to belittle or be smaller than this thing, but the score of this day means way less than how we got here. And I've asked her several times, if we said a year ago that we're going to be in Omaha, Nebraska, in front of a record-setting crowd to watch women's professional volleyball,
yes,
there are a bunch of people that we need to say thank you to. Job well done, and love has to be shown. How big of a day is this for women's sports, women's coaches around the world?
Oh, it's just tremendous. My team and I, we often are saying this has just been such a magical couple of years for women in sport, and it really feels like it's a movement, not a moment. Lasting change is on the way, creating equity and parity for women's sports, and just really thrilled for what's in store for us this afternoon with this match.
I think through all of it, right, that Renee's a former athlete and a coach. You're a former athlete, and my brother will punch me for saying former. Just in my head. But it has to mean volumes that these young ladies now get the exposure. They get the resources. They get the celebration. The phrase is being celebrated rather than tolerated. And I think that's where this is now. I'm just impressed by it. If I asked you to write a headline for today, what would you say?
Ooh, so many headlines come to mind. I just hope today's a magical ending to what's been a really, really thrilling season. The matches, if there was any indication on Wednesday, those two matches, it's certainly going to be a treat today. So really thrilled for these women who have worked since, many of them, the earliest years of their lives to build their volleyball career. And here they are having an opportunity as professional players to play in front of a crowd that I hope they set a record tonight. It's just really, really exciting.
Coach?
God, you can't put a label on it. Like, it's a feeling. Like, look at the arena already. We've already had more people here 30 minutes before first serve than we've had in any of the home games. People are excited to see the season that come to fruition, right? All this hard work that the players have been doing, all the hard work that the coaches have been doing, all the behind the scenes work, all of our broadcasts, Pro Volleyball Federation, their pregame, you have CBS Sports, you have all these things going on. All eyes are on Omaha again today. And I don't know, I'm just so excited for Coach Bird and for Kathy, because they're phenomenal people. And I think they're phenomenal ambassadors for our sport. And so I think I'm more just happy for them, where obviously, yes, I'm an Omaha kid. I want nothing more than Novas to win, but I wouldn't be sad if Kathy won, because I love Kathy as a person as well. So no matter what, everybody wins today. Women's sports wins today. Maybe that's the theme. Everybody wins.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And it's really exciting to have two female leaders leading these programs as head coaches, as you said. As I was walking in, just looking and seeing how many young girls, young boys are here seeing this and allowing them to be able to catch a vision for their own lives is really exciting. I feel like some of this change that we're talking about, it starts when their youth, seeing women in leadership roles like this, to see these two strong head coaches, but also these players. It's really, really exciting to see what has evolved this past year for women in sport.
Well, I think the committee, the community has embraced them. Like, every city we go to, the community has embraced their team. They love their team, and they're great ambassadors for the sport. The players are. And I think they're just so happy to bring professional volleyball to the States and on our soil, that they want to be ingrained in the communities. Like, Brooke will say she'll go to Costco, and people are like, you play for the Supernovas? Like, they'll know.
Wow.
And granted, Omaha's a smaller town than like Atlanta or San Diego, but people love them, they cherish them, and I think the Novas, and I'm sure the Rise, love their towns back. And I think that's the coolest part about sports. It brings everybody together.
Absolutely. One of my first major volleyball experiences when I was on the NCAA volleyball committee was the Final Four here in Omaha. It was the year Nebraska won it, and that sea of red fans. This state really shows up, particularly for volleyball, every sport really, but for volleyball, it's a really special place. So it's really neat that the Pro Volleyball Federation is able to host their inaugural championship here today.
Coach, I don't want it buried that coaches like Renee Saunders in markets like this, who create consistency, standards, new levels of elite play, and then giving people a North Star to say, listen, that can be done. It can be done at that level. I just think for women's coaches around the country, and I travel a lot, and the best part about it is seeds planted. I know that you stand on the shoulders of some great coaches.
Yes.
Coach Saunders stands on the shoulders of some great coaches. And now we're gonna birth two more great coaches that are iconic when it comes to this country, and being able to say, yeah, we can do this.
If she can see her, she can be her.
That's it.
And that's what today is about.
There's a shirt. I got to find it.
Yeah.
You would love it. Diane, where's that shirt that you were wearing earlier? What did it say?
Oh, everyone watches women's sports.
Yes.
Everyone watches women's sports. Can you find me one? Everybody's wearing them, and I'm like, you need one.
It's
You got them online? That's awesome. Oh, the girl talk? Is that what it was? I'll meet them.
Yeah.
Nice. But it's
Yeah.
just, but
Yeah.
it is. It's cool.
We'll
and,
find it.
And tonight it's going to be proven everybody watches women's sports.
What we'll do, we'll go to break and we'll come back. We'll actually find out where those shirts are available because Coach Saunders has now pitched it, so they have to get it. Renee?
Together is the
together.com.
Together.com. That's what we're going to do. Vanessa, thank you for adding to this and helping us get. Look, we were hyped anyway, and then she says, "Oh, Vanessa's going to come down and sit and talk," and then they'll add to it. So thank you for making time in the busy schedule. Again, you're sprinting in the door.
Straight off a plane.
I wouldn't miss it. Today is about making some history, and I'm really, really excited to be here. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for that. When we come back, we'll break down these starting lineups, the keys to the match, players to watch, all of those things. And, of course, I know why you're really here, Coach Saunders' Fashion Report. We will do all of that when we come back to the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Advocating for physicians in the health of all Nebraskans, Nebraska Medical Association, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for that if you're hosting? Fierce Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and to close out a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you throw a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
The Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network is live. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation pre-match show, brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Welcome back to Omaha, Nebraska CHI Health Center, Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network. I want to share with you again that together Franklin Sports and Pro Volleyball Federation are shaking up the sport. Franklin is exclusive ball of the Pro Volleyball Federation and the ultimate volleyball for the world-class athlete and you. A ball the likes of which has not been seen in professional play. The athletes are raving about it. The signature grip, design, and feel. You can get your hands on one used for your team and your young volleyball player at franklinsports.com using the code PVF, Pro Volleyball Federation 30, to get 30% off your real pro volleyball today. Coach Saunders, let's start. with the Grand Rapids Rise players of note, and then who we think will be in the starting lineup tonight for Coach George.
Well, I mean, we're going to dive in right away with Ashley Evans, the setter, and Camila Gomez, the libero. Those two are what drives the Grand Rapids Rise. And then their outside hitter, Claire Chaussee, and their opposite, Amelia Dimitrov, are like their two-headed monster. They are, in some matches, absolutely unstoppable. So it's going to be fun to watch them play. Their undernoted stars, Erica Pritchard on the outside, Kayla Caffey in the middle, and Maren Grote in the middle. Just a great team. I think that both coaches would say that they not only have phenomenal players, but phenomenal teammates and teamism, as we like to say. It's going to be a heck of a battle of teams.
3 players that will come off the bench for Kathy George and have some impact, we know. Listen, Morgan Fingal was electric coming off the bench. Sarah Sponsel will give them quality rotations. And then Mac Pedraza. We expect those 3 to see them in the road.
Shannon Scully.
Well, that was going to be the added,
the
X factor.
Yep.
In that. I wanted to start with 3 because I know that you would pick 4. That's how simple that is. What do they offer, and what are we looking for?
Well, I think the biggest thing is Mac Pedraza brings in a change of tempo at the setting position. Simone Abbott brings in power and offense on the outside hitter position. Then you've got Fingal on the right side, who brings power and precision. And I mean, she can do it all. Big block, big power opposite. Obviously playing behind Dimitrov, who's going to be playing in her last match. So it'll be interesting to see if we see her. Shannon Scully comes in just to play back row as a change of pace defensive player. Again, it's going to be a total team effort for whoever's crowned champion today.
Here's where we are today, and I want to be clear in that this is so much bigger than these 2 opponents playing for a 5th time. This is a situation where the Federation, with a plan and putting the right people in place, created a space where this was not only going to happen, but that it was going to excel. It was going to be great. And that's where we landed with it, and that's how we arrived at 3:30 on a Saturday Central Time in CHI Health Center, Omaha, Nebraska, and a pro volleyball network that's going to bring to you 2 teams that know each other. They've gone through their trials and tribulations, their frictions. We've talked about the Grand Rapids Rise. When we come back from break, we will set the starting lineup for the Omaha Supernovas. We'll talk about their bench, and then we'll get Coach Saunders and her keys to the game, her keys to the match. We'll get all of that coming up next here on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
If you're looking for a pre-owned tractor to upgrade your operation this year, you'll find a wide selection at your local Landmark Implement. We'll work with you to find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. During the month of May, get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months on model year 21 through 23 wheeled 8R tractors. Visit landmarkimp.com to see our complete inventory, or stop by your local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network is live. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation pre-match show, brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Together, Franklin Sports and Pro Volleyball Federation are shaking up the sport. It is the exclusive ball of Pro Volleyball Federation and the ultimate volleyball for world-class elite athletes and you. Use PVF, as in Pro Volleyball Federation. PVF 30 for 30% off your real pro volleyball today at franklinsports.com. DP Coach Renee Saunders as we prepare you, and we're about 10 minutes away from first serve here. 5 on the clock. Coach Saunders, let's talk about the Supernovas. How you think they're going to line up? Let's talk about them.
Well, I did talk to the little birds, so I do have a pretty good idea, and hopefully nobody in Grand Rapids is sending this to Kathy George's phone immediately, because the biggest question I think everybody's asking is who's going to start at setter. So we'll save that one for last.
Okay.
Outside hitters, we're going to go with what's working. Brooke Nunaviller, Betty De La Cruz. In the middle, Tori Dixon, Christina Vuchkova. Right side, opposite, after a 30-kill performance against the Mojo, Stephanie Samity. Kendall White is going to be in the pink libero jersey. That's what I was looking for, to see what color they were wearing. She wanted to match my shirt today, I guess. And then at the setter position, they're going to ride Sydney Hilly as a starter into the championship match. So they switched it back to Sydney based on how she performed at the last match. Nadia I saw when I was walking in, and you would never guess that she wasn't starting because she was fired up, ready to go. Can't wait for this match to happen. And I think that's part of what makes this team extra special is they embrace and cheer each other on no matter what role they're in. And I think that's going to be something that actually is very beneficial for them going into this match.
Part of the leadership is that you make it about not self, that you do what's best for the team. And on a day like today, and again, there's any number of Supernova players on the roster who feel like, you know what, I can help us win a championship today. They all can be called on, and they all prepare in case they're called.
100%. I think just because Nadi's not starting doesn't mean we might not see Nadi. And I think that Sydney Hilly stayed engaged. The San Diego match, got her opportunity, took advantage of it, and absolutely rocked it out for him. So that was huge. Definitely, I'm looking at, I asked her, who are we going to see off the bench? And obviously we'll see Paige Briggs, whether it's for end-game serving and defense, or if we need a ball handler, 6 rotation outside, then that could happen too. Obviously, we hope that we don't have to go to bench because we're not playing well, but Jess Shaven-Landsman could come in at the right side, make a difference. Allison Mayfield could come in if we need some termination at the outside hitter position. And then Sophie Davis is always an option in the middle if Dixon or Vuchkova are struggling. So, again, deep bench on the Nova side, deep bench on the Rise side. Anything can happen. It's going to be a matter of what players are going to step up and perform on Championship Saturday.
Look, depth, balance, all the things that are in play. Supernovas have every button that you need to press. But let's talk about Coach Bird's mood today.
Her mood today? Fired up. Even last night, because I know with our time frame, everything's moved up. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't adding stress on game day. So last night I was like, happy championship Saturday or happy championship Eve. Let me know a good time to connect, whether tonight or tomorrow. Sent the same thing to Kathy George, and, Bird's like, I'll call you on my way home from Serve and Pass. Perfect. Worked out well. And now it's funny because this morning she's like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. She has good vibes. Kathy George, same way. Feeling great. So I think everybody's in a good space, and I think it's two-part, right? Number one, you're in the match that you've been working all season to be in. Everybody wanted to be in this championship match. Only 2 teams that got that opportunity. So, like I said, when you wake up on a championship day, you have to trust that everything you've done up to this moment has prepared you for this moment. And if you can say it has, then you can just sit back and enjoy the game.
You're not going to ask anybody to do anything you haven't coached, trained, or prepared
I
for.
feel like the expectation is if I haven't coached you in something that you needed to know for Championship Saturday, then I have done you a disservice.
Keys to the match, Coach Saunders.
It's funny. Great coaches, great minds all think a lot. So both coaches, serve and pass, are 1 and 2. They both talked about being aggressive servers and also like dictating tempo with pass. They both said outwork / grind, to beat the other team. And then the other thing that Bird said was balance. And I think that that's what's made the Supernovas great, was the ability to have termination from every player. And so Kathy George did not say that, but she did say that she felt like her team was a mix of a lot of things. So I think they also rely on their balance. So 2 very similar teams, very similar style of play. Bottom line is who can execute serve and pass best and be most efficient in termination and transition.
How do you keep players from getting caught up in the crowd? Because today is going to be a crowd's match. How do you keep them from getting caught up?
So I asked Bird if crowd will be a factor tonight, and I did not ask Kathy that because I know that when you're the visitor, you want to shut the crowd up, right? You like that opportunity. And when you're the home team, now that we know how to play with a crowd, we know what works best there.
We're going to do an exceptional thing here. Rico, the anthem is going to be special tonight. We're going to let you share that with us. So, Rico, we're going to go radio silent, but this young lady is about to tear this house down.
By the Omaha Honor Guard. Pro Volleyball Federation is proud to present Miss Raquel Miller to perform the Star Spangled Banner.
If you can't tell by the size of the anthem, the size of the event, this is a big one. They brought in the big guns.
And we got a pretty full little arena.
Oh, my goodness. This place looks wonderful. Listen, we're going to send you over to the Pro Volleyball Federation radio network powered by the Ticket FM. We're about to bring to you the very first Pro Volleyball Federation championship match between the Grand Rapids Rise and the Omaha Supernovas. DP, Coach Renee Saunders, Enrique Alvarez-Clary. We'll have first serve for you here in Omaha, Nebraska on the Pro Volleyball Federation radio network.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture,